Welcome back to the Cool Fear channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the NECA Toys Secret of the Ooze Shredder. If you do enjoy the video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Jumping right on into this review, guys. Yes, we are finally taking a look at the NECA Toys Secret of the Ooze Shredder figure. Now, this figure is a lot of reuse from the original NECA Shredder figure that we've gotten from the first Ninja Turtle movie. The only real difference being the cape, the helmet, and really somewhat of the head sculpt. Is just that they added some battle damage scratches to his face. Other than that, it's all the same figure. But seeing as he basically utilizes the same outfit and everything in the second movie as he did in the first movie, it makes sense. The only real difference being the color. So in the first one, obviously, his suit was more of a burgundy red, whereas in Secret of the Ooze, he was wearing a purple suit. So he does also come with a few different accessories than the first one. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at all the great stuff that he does come with. Starting off with the alternate hands that he comes with. He does come in package with a pair of fisted hands right here. He does come with a pair of open action hands. He is currently utilizing one, so here's the other. And he does come with a pair of C-grip hands. Once again, he is currently utilizing one, so here is the other. That is it in terms of all the extra hands that he does come with. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that he comes with. He does come with another TGRI Ooze canister right there. And the coolest part, in my opinion, of this figure is that he does come with that little itty bitty tiny vial of ooze that he does hold up at the end of the movie, which ultimately turns him into Super Shredder. This is a very tiny accessory, but a cool one nonetheless. He does also come with that giant dandelion, which you see him holding, which we'll take a closer look at in a sec. But he does come with some weapons as well. Now, in the movie, he doesn't ever touch a weapon, like not a single one. Yet NECA decided to include a few, well, just for shits and giggles, I guess, because, well, he is Shredder and you can't put him up against the Ninja Turtles. So they do include a sword and sheath. The sheath is very well nicely done. It's pretty plain, it's black, but I like how they added the sculpted rope right there. Once again, the sword is removable. It is done in a nice metallic shine paint right there. It looks like it has some dents and stuff in it too. I don't know if that was intentional or just what happened with the sculpt. But yeah, it's just a basic sword that you can just fit into one of his C-grip hands if you like. Or you can go ahead and give him this large staff right here, which it looks like the one we've gotten before, but at the same time, something new. I don't think we've actually gotten this with any of the turtle figures. But yeah, so those are the two weapons that they do include with this guy. And like I said, he does also come with that giant dandelion, which is one of my favorite accessories next to that little itty bitty vial of ooze. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and remove him from the rotating turntable so that way we can take a closer look at all the great new additions to the old figure essentially. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Alright guys, so here we have him up close and personal to the camera, but before we take a look at the figure itself, let's go ahead and take a look at the dandelion accessory, which like I said is second to the little vial of ooze as my favorite one. This is such a key component to the movie when he first discovers that there is still ooze out there and it can do some pretty amazing things, and so I was pretty excited when they showed him with this accessory when they first announced the figure. And yeah, it's really cool. It's just basically a giant dandelion flower, but still cool nonetheless. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure himself. Like I said, a lot of reuse from the first version that we did get from the first movie, just in a different paint scheme. The only real differences being the cape that he's wearing as well as the helmet. It has that buzzsaw kind of look to it, as well as the makeshift kind of put together pieces. Much like the first version, the face mask is removable, and when you do remove it, you will see that they have definitely battle damaged this guy's face up. So that's really the only difference in this figure versus the original one. Other than that, everything else about the sculpt, the armor pieces on his shoulders, the gauntlets, the shin guards, they're all the same as the original. Even to the back, there's like nothing else to it. So yeah, other than that, I mean, there's nothing much to talk about with this guy. I'm just super happy to have a Secret of the Ooze representation on my shelf. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy's articulation. He will look not too far to the right and not too far to the left because his helmet does run into his shoulder armor right there. He will look down that far. He won't look up too far because once again the helmet does impede his mobility. His arms will go out to a T-pose. 360 rotation. He does come with double hinge elbows. Rotation at the elbows right there. Rotation at the wrist, hinging in and out at the wrist peg. Taking a look at his waist articulation, he will rotate at the waist. He will not crunch back or forward whatsoever. Taking a look at his leg articulation, he will kick out that far, which is not quite far enough to join the cheerleading squad, but decent nonetheless. He has a bit of a thigh swivel right there. He will kick forward that far. He will kick back that far. He does come with double hinge knees, which are a bit stuck, but they do go far if you can push it and heat him up. Thankfully, I have not heated him up at all, and he's being very well articulated, surprisingly. But as with all NECA figures, be very careful about pushing them too far and too hard if you have not heated up the joints. His ankle articulation will go down that far, up that far, and of course, a ball rocker hinge. So like I said, all in all, pretty similar to the first version, since it is basically all the first version, just, you know, new head sculpt, new helmet, and a new cape. So with that being said, guys, that wraps it up for this guy's articulation. Alright guys, so that has been my review of the NECA Toys Secret of the Ooze Shredder figure. Now, something I forgot to mention at the start of this video is that this figure essentially brings the channel full circle, because this guy and the 4 NECA turtles from the first movie were essentially some of the first reviews that I ever did on this channel. It's crazy to think that 2 years later, here I am doing a review on the Secret of the Ooze Shredder as well as the turtles. It's crazy to think that it's been 2 years since I started this channel, not even knowing where it was gonna go or if anybody would even be interested when I first started it. So thank you so much for all the amazing support in these past 2 years, and well, here's to looking at more figures in 2023. With that being said, guys, if you made it this far in the video, type down in the comments below, Shredhead. That way I know you've made it this far and you're enjoying the content. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day.